All right. May the Most High bless you all on this day, as I hope all is doing well. Just want to come on here and share some information with you pertaining to the new year. You know, um, just go to the scripture first. Daniel 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand unto a time, and times and dividing of times. All right, so let's go to the source. You can find this information at infoplease.com, a history of the new year. A move from March to January. Okay. The celebration of the new year on January 1st is a relatively new phenomenon. The earliest recording of a New Year celebration is believed to have been in Mesopotamia, 2000 BC, and was celebrated around the time of the vernal equinox in mid March. A variety of other dates tied to the seasons were also used by various ancient cultures. The Egyptians, Phoenicians, and Persians began their new year with the fall equinox, and the Greeks celebrated on the winter solstice. Early Roman calendar, March 1st, rings in the new year. The early Roman calendar designated March 1st as the new year. The calendar had just 10 months, beginning with March. That the new year once began with the month of March is still reflected in some of the names of the months. September through December, our ninth through 12th months were originally positioned as the 7th through 10th months. Septem is Latin for 7, Octo is 8, November is 9, and December is 10. All right. January joins the calendar. The first time the new year was celebrated on January 1st was in Rome in 153 BC. In fact, the month of January did not even exist until around 700 BC, when the second king of Rome, Numa Pontilius, added the months of January and February. The new year was moved from March to January because that was the beginning of the civil year, the month that the two newly elected Roman consuls, the highest officials in the Roman Republic, began their 1 year tenure, but this New Year date was not always strictly and widely observed, and the New Year was still sometimes celebrated on March 1st. Julian calendar. January 1st is officially instituted as something happened here, as the new year. In 46 BC, Julius Caesar introduced a new solar-based calendar that was a vast improvement on the ancient Roman calendar, which was a lunar system that had become wildly inaccurate over the years. The Julian calendar decreed that the new year would occur with January 1st. And within the Roman world, January 1st became the consistently observed start of the new year. All right. Middle Ages, January 1st, abolished. In medieval Europe, however, the celebrations accompanying the new year were considered pagan and unchristian like. And in 567, the Council of Tours abolished January 1st as the beginning of the year at various times and various places throughout the medieval Christian Europe. The new year was celebrated on December 25th, the birth of Jesus. Now I must pause right there just for a moment. Now, there's nowhere in Scripture that you can find December 25th being the birth of Christ, nor does it say to celebrate his birth, nor can you find about the three kings visiting him to give him gifts either. None of that is scripture. All right, so anyway, let's continue. March 1st, March 25th, the feast of the Annunciation and Easter. Gregorian calendar, January 1st, restored in 1582. The Gregorian calendar reformed, restored January 1st as New Year's Day. Although most Catholic countries adopted the Gregorian calendar almost immediately, it was only gradually adopted among Protestant countries. The British, for example, did not adopt the Reformed calendar until 1752. Until then, the British Empire and their American colonies still celebrated the New Year in March. All right. So that's just to share some information with you. All right, but there's a lot more that we have been told, and it's always best to do your own research. Self-educate yourself. It's better to know the truth than to live in a lie. We all been deceived. So anyway, blessings to you all.